Hello there, Tyrant here, and I just finished watching the latest episode of South Park, and yes, it's so we've gone away from kind of this whole shenanigans from the last couple episodes of a lot of other things that's kind of been in the forefront of the episodes, but finally we get kind of like a really fun episode. I've been recently playing Phone Destroyer, so this episode was really enjoyable to watch because you get to see Jimmy, Timmy, Nathan, and Mimsy, and it's hilarious. God, these characters are they're very enjoyable characters because of their distinct personalities. And this whole water bear situation, the special science fair, this whole thing, it's really fun. Props to that. It was interesting that they got the NFL situation in here, with all that commotion that's been happening with that this year. I was wondering how they're gonna lay this out. Now, on the flip side, the other half is this new quote-unquote female Cartman, Heidi, how she's changed in the last couple, well, I'm going to say weeks now. She has taken a lot of the mannerisms that Cartman is, and you can physically see it, and you can also see it in the way she's acting. It's really interesting to see this. We kind of foresaw this happening, and we're just gonna have to see, how it's gonna go, how it's gonna continue on. Because one of these things, I thought they were gonna break up back in the last season, but it continued, and it was like a running gag for a while. But now it's becoming more real, and it's becoming actually more. Heidi's more assertive in a way. She's more, I will say, ballsy than Cartman. Cartman has quote unquote lightened up as this show has continued, because there's a couple of limitations they can't do on television since it first aired. But Cartman's someone you really don't want to mess with. But Heidi is more. I think Maggie and PC Principal has said it right. Is that she's more like Cartman, except she follows through with her stuff, and that can be a lot really dangerous if you really think about it. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how that goes. But besides that, it was a really fun episode because of everything. Just this Special Olympics situation was fun. Seeing the continuation of Heidi's transformation is gonna be interesting. We'll see about that. So that's about it. It's kind of really just my initial thoughts. I'll probably end up watching this. It's just a fun episode while I'm playing Phone Sugar. That game's hilariously fun too. Alright, so thanks again for watching. Until next time.